Xenoverse 3 versus Spark and Zero. What Xenoverse actually does better. Spark and Zero is a really good game. The combat feels sharp, the visuals are impressive, and if you're looking for a competitive Dragon Ball fighting game with a huge roster, it delivers. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It's probably the best traditional Dragon Ball fighting game we've gotten in a long time. Xenoverse has always been a different kind of Dragon Ball game. And from what we've seen with Xenoverse 3 so far, it's doubling down on the things it's always done differently from Spark and Zero. These aren't really competing for the same audience, even though people keep comparing them. One is a fighting game, the other is trying to be more of an RPG experience inside the Dragon Ball world. And I think that distinction matters. Let's start with the most obvious difference: character creation. In Spark and Zero, you're mostly playing as characters that already exist. You pick Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, or whoever else is on that roster, and you play as them. That's fun if you want to experience fights as those characters, but you're still stepping into someone else's shoes. Xenoverse is built around the opposite idea. You're creating your own character and playing as them. That changes how the game feels. When you win a fight or complete a mission in Xenoverse, it feels like it belongs to your character. You build your race, your transformations, your choices. It gives the game a different kind of investment. From what we've seen with Xenoverse 3, they're expanded on this. The demo only showed Earthlings and Saiyans, but Bandai confirmed there will be more races in the full game, each with their own strengths. They also had Akira Toriyama design some new original characters for the game before he passed. That's not something you can say about most Dragon Ball games. It shows that they're actually trying to add new things to the universe instead of just recycling what already exists. The story and setting. This is another area where the two games go in completely different directions. Spark and Zero mostly retells the Dragon Ball story we already know with some what-if scenarios. That works fine if you just want to play through the classic moments again with better graphics and gameplay. Xenoverse 3 is doing something different. It's set in age 1000, which is 250 years after Xenoverse 2. That's further into the future than Dragon Ball has ever really gone before. We're seeing characters like Bulma and Vegeta in this new era. And there's a mystery around how they're still around and what happened to everyone else. The story seems to be focused on this idea of connection across time. This is the kind of thing an RPG can do that a straight fighting game usually can't. And it could build a world and ask questions that make you want to keep playing, just to see what happens next. Spark and Zero doesn't really try to do that, and that's okay. But if you're someone who likes story and world building in Dragon Ball games, Xenoverse 3 is clearly aiming for that. The hub world. One of the bigger upgrades in Xenoverse 3 is the hub world. Spark and Zero is very menu driven. You pick a mode, you fight, and go back to the menu. It's straightforward, but it doesn't really make you feel like you're living in a Dragon Ball world. Xenoverse 3 gives you an actual place to exist. You have your own room in West City that you can customize. You can walk around in the city, run into characters just hanging out, and pick up side missions from people you meet. The demo showed that the city actually feels alive in a way that previous Xenoverse games didn't quite reach yet. This might sound small, but it changes the experience. Instead of just jumping from fight to fight, you're spending time in the world. You're walking around, talking to characters, and doing things outside of combat. It makes the game feel more like an actual place instead of just a series of battles. Gameplay and new mechanics. Xenoverse 3 is also changing up how missions and combat work. The quests in the demo are more exploration based. You're moving through environments instead of just loading into an arena, fighting and loading out. The movement is supposed to feel smoother, and it does look smoother, I give them that. And the missions have more of a sense progression through an area. They've also added new systems like Soul Assist and Soul Switch. Soul Assist lets you call in characters to help you during your fight, and Soul Switch lets you temporarily take out the power of another character. Now, more people are hating on this idea, but y'all gotta give it a chance. From what we've seen, it does look kind of bare bones, but I feel like if we let this go and just try it out, maybe you might like it. Maybe this might be a good thing for the series or a good system. And hey, if you don't like it, don't use it. I feel like everybody is not going to use it anyway. So the co-op is also getting more attention. You can go on missions with up to 3 other players, and the AI companions in the demo actually do useful things instead of just standing around. If you like playing with friends, this is something Sparking Zero doesn't really offer in the same way. The playable demo is going on tour and starting July 10th. Y'all, that is close. It's hitting multiple cities across the country through December. Yes, the demo is limited. You can only play as Earthlings or Saiyans right now, and the map is restricted, but it should still give people a decent idea of how the game actually plays. If you're near any of these stops and you're curious about Xenoverse 3, it's probably worth checking out. Y'all, if I have the time to go check this out, I will go check it out and give my feedback of how this game plays. Honestly, people are judging it too harsh and based on what they've seen so far, but I feel like once skilled players and players who know what they're doing get their hands on this game, it's going to be more different than from what we've seen. So here's the hoping that, the road tour, someone who actually knows how to play the game gets on the demo. At the end of the day, these are 2 different games trying to do 2 different things. Sparking Zero is the better pure fighting game if you want tight 1v1 combat, a huge roster, and the best looking Dragon Ball fights we've seen. That's the one. It's not really trying to be anything else. Xenoverse 3 is trying to be more of an RPG experience. It's focused on character creation, building your own story, walking around the world, and playing with friends. Whether that's what you depend on what you're looking for in the Dragon Ball game. A lot of people like pitting them against each other, like this has to compete against Xenoverse and Xenoverse has to compete against Sparking. But y'all, why can't they coexist in the same sentence? Why can't we just play the game and all come together as a family and play these games? These are our Dragon Ball games. Let's just have fun and stop being so dramatic about things. So Xenoverse 3 will be out next year. Are y'all excited? If y'all want to see certain things in the game, and if you are mad about certain things in the game, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more things in the game, let me know in the comments and tell me what you like about Xenoverse 3 or tell me what you like about Sparking Zero. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out.